You know, we talked a lot about Wint last year.
Yeah.
And then I think it was after that I found some pictures of one of his daughters. Somebody posted them on Family Search. Some pictures we'd never seen before. I think I sent them to you.
You did.
But I did this 1915 snapshot of the Wint Porter family. And
one of those daughters, it would have been Granny and Ann and Ermie's sister. I'd never heard Granny mention her.
yeah, that's amazing.
I'd never heard it.
Yeah, and other people in the Wint Porter family, I'm hearing the same thing. They didn't know about all these kids.
I just
No.
thought there's 3 girls and 1 boy.
Well, that's when I was a little girl. That was all it was discussed. And when I saw all that, I was like, "What?" And I asked Mommy. Mommy's 88. She came over here when she was 18 and married Daddy. She had never heard Granny mention it.
So I think there were 7 kids.
Was he?
Yeah.
See?
So right here in 1915, you know, if we had a picture of that family in 1915, here's what they looked like. So Irma was the last one. She was number 7. So she was born in 1915. I wish we had a picture of that family. So Wint and Jude were about 40, and they had 7 kids at that time. Reese was married to Lena, and they had 2 kids, Beulah and Marlon, at that time, in this 1915 picture. So Minnie, the second child, and she's married to Andy Lee Hall, and she got married to him 11 days before her 14th birthday.
Better step it up, Cassie.
Yep, it's getting close, Cassie.
Got out of time.
Now, they had lost their first baby already by this time.
The 13-year-old?
Yeah, well, she's 20 now.
Okay.
She's up to 20 at this point in 1915.
Got old enough to have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So 3 years earlier, she had lost a baby at 3 months of age, and they had a second son named Elliot Hall. He was 22 months old. So again, we're looking at this snapshot in 1915. Their third child was Stella Lee. She was 18. Then there was Annie. That'd be Ann Parrish. She was 13.
That was Lorna's grandmother. Lorna Lee's grandmother.
Yeah, Lorna's.
She just passed away.
Yep.
Yeah.
We lost her.
Yes. Then next was Eva. So that'd be your
Granny.
Yeah. And then the next one was Laura Velma. She was 3. And then Irma was just born.
Is that from census record?
Oh, it's from a lot of
I heard
records.
it.
I just
I know.
compiled the information.
Granny,
She was
I didn't know
there.
if we had a census that had all of them.
I don't think so.
Army
I don't think we do.
That's weird.
So
She was born crippled, wasn't she?
Who, Army?
Army
Yeah.
he was, yeah. So
Really?
there's 3 of them that my granny never mentioned.
yeah, and you know, I think the reason, see, Eva was only 5 years old here.
Okay.
Your grandma was 5 years old, and then all this tragedy happened in the next, 2 or 3 years. So Eva's still pretty young. So
Probably didn't even, she may not have recollected any of it,
yeah. I mean, I couldn't figure out either. Why haven't we heard of these other kids? But so the next year, September of 1916, Minnie got typhoid fever and she died out in Idaho. They had moved to Idaho, and she left a husband, Andy Lee Hall. He was 27, and their son Elliot was 2. And then the next year, in December of 17, their daughter Laura, she was 4 years old. She died of pneumonia, and she's buried up here, but I don't think there's a tombstone. But some records, there's a record that says she's buried at Old Fairview.
What was the name?
Laura Velma. And well, I'll tell you where I found the record. Somebody came here, I think in 1980, and they did a census of the cemetery, and they put it in this book, and it's in there. So that was my source on that she's buried here. But I don't think there's a tombstone.
Well, it would have had to been back then if they
Probably
recorded
just
that.
had a rock
Probably.
Okay.
and a wood casket rotted away.
Yeah. So then in April of 1918, Elliot Hall, one of the grandkids, 4 years old, dies and is buried here at Old Fairview. And then also in 1918, we talked about this one, Stella Lee Porter was married to Ora Bradley. This is Wint's daughter, married to Ora Bradley, and she does have a stone. It might be that one right there that's about 2 feet tall. So that was during the flu epidemic. She died, and she had a child, a little baby, 3-day-old baby named Grace that died. Let's see, Stella died October 24th. The baby died before that, October 7th. But, you know, in just 3 years' time, man, you know, we got a snapshot of this family with 7 kids, and then they're losing kids and grandkids. You know, what a tragedy the Wint Porter family went through. I got these pictures for you. I think I sent them to you. These are the pictures that showed up on Family Search that we had never seen before.
Yeah.
Now here's Wint and Jude with 2 of their daughters, and I'm not positive which 2 daughters it is.
Yeah.
And then the other pictures are this one daughter.
You know, that very well might be Evie and Ann, maybe. I mean, I know
Yeah.
I don't know, but
It could be. Yeah, pass that
Yeah,
over
I
to
could
Kitty.
say it
If you can find out what year this was.
Right. It was, and I contacted the guy that posted them. He didn't know anything else about them because he was a relative had passed away, and he was just posting all her stuff, so he didn't know any details.
Yeah, that's been Ann and Evie.
it had to be in.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Do they look like
Okay,
that?
so
I mean, are
that's
they like
June,
copies, photocopies of a picture?
They are.
I see.
Because I asked him if he had originals. And yeah, that was what he had.
Evie and that's
And it
Ann.
looks like
This
a
is Wint, this is-
Xerox.
Yeah.